that arts education is important for a lot of ways that we kind of can't always tangibly explain, but it's about kind of being a whole person. I think it's about how you relate to people who are close to you, how you really relate to like your community or you know, the larger kind of population around you.
When they're doing artwork, even if they don't understand the language, they really understand the language of art.
We're going to wait till everyone's ready to trade on that first.
It gives them a reason to go to school, it gives them something to look forward to, and it gives them a sense that they can accomplish something and that they are good at something.
After you wipe it off.
CSMA is a fun place where I learn music. Music makes me feel happy.
I think CSMA is a great place for young people to learn about music.
A big part of CSMA is just providing a place for anyone in the community, whether they're kids or teens or adults.
CSMA means to us that we have a great place to give Jack guitar lessons where we feel good about the quality of lessons he's getting and the environment that he's taking them in.
I think it's a really important launching ground for young children and adults alike.
A place to kind of engage with arts in a way that they won't get a chance to other places.
You know, the motto of CSMA is arts for all. And I've realized that there are so many kids in our community that would never have access to art or music.
Intelligence goes beyond the traditional areas of mathematics and language arts. It's important that we really appeal to developing children's intelligence, their thinking, their brains with respect to art, with music, kinesthetics. So we have a strong commitment to art and music and physical education in our district. And we've been able to maintain programming in all of those areas.
I've always felt very fortunate to have CSMA in the community. It's a great resource to take advantage of. And everybody in my family, all four of us, have taken lessons at one time or another of various instruments.
Well, it's important to have a community resource like the CSMA because, well, I mean, music is constantly, seems like it's always on the chopping block at the public schools. Especially, you know, with budget cuts coming in every cycle. So it's nice to have an option to be able to bring my kids here and know that they'll be able to get a music education.
We encourage all students, regardless of their age or their talent or their prior experience in the arts, to take lessons and classes here.
Okay, when we're dealing with funding cuts from the state, the stark reality is that we really don't have additional funds available for enrichment or extracurricular kinds of programming. So many other school districts have already cut or plan to cut art and music and physical education. As we look forward to our future, it's really with great confidence that we know that those kinds of programs will continue in our district, and we're really pleased with the collaborative experience that we have with Community School of Music and Arts to ensure that that's really possible.
I started at CSMA about 4 years ago taking drum lessons, and I can just say it's so much fun, and I've learned so much even about life. Although I'm learning music, I feel like a lot of the lessons apply to life in general. I've learned patience and discipline, and it's really fun.
I have to keep reminding myself that it's not about music. It's really about confidence. That's what I tell parents at the very beginning is I'm just using music as a medium, and eventually, and it usually takes 3 or 4 sessions to understand what I'm doing. They get an idea kind of the rhythm of the class and what's expected. There's a lot of gathering stuff up at the end of each, activity. So that's really what it is.
I made this drawing and I called it like this enchanted forest. It's full of animals with like these like trees and flowers around it. So like it would be like more real and more enchanted and more like fantasy things. It takes your imagination somewhere where like you don't exactly know where, but it's really fun to be there. And then you suddenly wake up on your bed. It's really fun. So I decided to make this an enchanted forest.
Usually I'm the sort of person that bottles up my emotions, but music, it just helps me let them all out.
To educate kids, keep them concentrated, broaden their mind, clarify their thinking. There's lots of benefits for us. So
I really feel it's important to expose her to art and all the different materials and the colors and activities that they have.
Children are like Greeks. If you think of the Greeks, they created beautiful music, beautiful art, beautiful architecture, politics. So they were in a very creative phase.
I think any education that is missing arts, music and visual arts both, is an incomplete education.
They become Romans. They've got everything they need. They've got the short sword of language, and they're ready to go forth and conquer, not their peers, but fields of knowledge.
There's also a lot of research that backs up the value of music, and one of the things that we've learned is that music uses all parts of the brain, and there's practically no other thing that we do that uses not only the right and left hemisphere, but activates many different centers of the brain.
I've seen children, some of whom are not particularly well versed in academics, really excel in art, and it gives them an area to express themselves.
So there has been a lot of research in the past 10 to 15 years that confirms what musicians have known all along, which is that music is really important